Terrorists are making our world less safe by the day. Terrorism remains a persistent and complex challenge which both contributes to and exacerbates all other crises, including food insecurity, displacement of people from their homes, and climate change. Terrorists have no religion or human values. They are violent criminals who seek to simply terrorize innocent people. We must continue to stand up to them with all our collective strength and effort. Nowhere in the world has there been an example of terrorist organizations succeeding against a united governments and people, let alone govern justly as they falsely claim. The most important lesson we have learned in the long modern war against international terrorists and the terrorism is that neither can be contained or degraded. They need to be comprehensively defeated wherever they are. In Somalia, we are actively fighting the terrorist group called Al-Shabaab, who are an Al-Qaeda affiliate, and ISIS separately. Both are criminally misrepresenting the beautiful and the peaceful Islamic religion and values to destabilize the region, and in the process terrorize the Somali people and their brothers and sisters in the neighboring countries and across the world. In recent weeks, the unprovoked, violent, and senseless actions of Al-Shabaab against innocent civilians across Somalia has highlighted the urgent need for an expedited common national and international response to defeating them on a permanent basis to advance regional and global security. At the height of the humanitarian crisis, this group, which falsely claims to be Islamic, blew up desperately needed water wells, water catchments, banned transport, carrying food, and killed innocent people who were already struggling to live because of the impact of the severe drought in our country today. This is the true criminal and despicable face and intentions of the terrorists and terrorism. On our part, the Somali federal government and its federal member states, with the direct support of our brave and resilient people, are responding by challenging and defeating terrorist groups in major localities in which they still remain some parts. The Somali people have begun to organically rise up in support of their government's call to defeat themselves and their nation from the evils of terror. As recently as this past month, more towns and villages were recovered from our offensive military operations with the support of the local communities. We are now confident that some enhanced public support, our government will eliminate terrorism from Somalia. Because the Somali people have finally realized that Al-Shabaab's repressive actions will not end until we all take action to achieve this. In a nutshell, the Somali people now believe Al-Shabaab can and only be defeated, and this is our real source of energy and inspiration as a government in the fight against international terrorism. At the policy level, the Somali government will continue to work with all its partners, including the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, in the fight against global terrorism. We are fully committed to doing the heavy lifting to secure our future. However, to deliver the killer blow to the violence and the insecurity, we must think past the notions of containing and degrading Al-Shabaab or any other terrorist organization anywhere in the world. We know these policies are no longer as effective as they were once thought to be at this advanced stage in the fight against the ever-evolving global terrorism threat. Instead, we need to focus all our joint effort on Somali government's new strategy of military, ideological, and financially challenging terrorism and terrorists to ensure that they are comprehensively defeated once and for all and quickly. Furthermore, the Somali government is sincerely committed to working with all the partners to effectively train, equip, and sustain its armed forces with a view to ongoing forward fully. That is the only long-term sustainable solution for stability and progress our country and the region and the world at large. This effort is Somali government is paying within the complex network of challenges of the climate change effects and the poverty at the present.